What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Elton John, and we're going to begin going through a compilation of duets from him. I think this may have come from some different people, but when I searched in my email just now, an email from Yvonne showed up, so at the very least, I know she made this available, though there are other people who have made Elton John available. So yes, ultimately, I'm looking forward to this. The other singers on some of these tracks, or other musicians on some of these tracks, I'm either only familiar with vaguely or not familiar with at all, and the first duet partner with Elton as the compilation begins, Katie Lang, is basically one of the vaguely familiar, meaning I've heard this name, I've seen this name, but as far as I know, I have no specific experience listening to her. I think it's a her. Maybe I'll turn out to be wrong about that, but yes, I have no specific experience with her music or her singing, so in that regard, I am going into this a bit blind. Nevertheless, the track is called Teardrops, which, of course, that's a very visual and emotional reference. Now, to be fair, you can cry for reasons other than melancholy or sadness. You can cry because something is beautiful, or because you're inspired, or you're struck, you're in awe of something. But maybe in creative endeavors, teardrops and crying is most immediately associated with sad feelings, with melancholy, and being depressed. So in that regard, if that is the direction the teardrops are headed, or the source emotionally they come from, then it suggests a scenario or a situation in which at least one person is upset, not happy, and feeling blue. Nevertheless, I will try to follow what I can in the moment. This is Elton John with Katie Lang. It's the first track in a compilation of duets, and it is called Teardrops. it's definitely the kind of track that works with a fade out ending. Oh. Although if you are going to fade out, don't do it when both vocalists are flourishing and flaring melodically. But okay, so again, it makes sense to fade that one because not only musically is it just kind of rolling through the chorus again and again in those like measure transitions which have a lot of energy, and the whole tune is well produced, more on that in a moment. But even like lyrically and thematically, it's like this guy is going through, and in fact, like I guess you could hear it from either voice. So like this guy or this woman, they're going through these experiences which are, number one, happening multiple times, and number two, there's a sense of like certain things are the same between now and before. It's like still on the dance floor, people moving with their steps, reminding him or her of the other person, but they're different than they were before. Like emotionally, there's a bit of a like, pale shell or just a shadow of the vibrancy of things when they fell in together, when they were in a good place. So the idea of this coming back around and these feelings kicking up again and kicking up again, that sort of lends itself perfectly to a fade out where it's, like you can imagine that will just continue on into the future. But yeah, as far as I can tell, it's a relationship that was not only enjoyable and exciting and maybe loving, but shared interests, and they went out dancing together, and they heard certain songs, and they were like their songs that they enjoyed together, and will then forever remind at least one of them of the other person, maybe both. I think, again, it's two voices, but I feel like we're getting like one side of the story, which again maybe you can imagine as either the guy or the girl, or ultimately like it feels like we're not necessarily hearing the view of the party who is not present. But yeah, again, it sounds like eventually at some point they went their separate ways or had a falling out or just, separated. And so now this person, they're still going to clubs or like discos. I feel like there's a big disco vibe here. Like sonically, it's somewhere between like an homage to disco, a bit of a funky sound with the bass and some of the guitar work, and then also maybe a bit of like pop rock. So yeah, like disco funk with a bit of a rock sound somewhere in that Venn diagram, which feels like it's sonically articulating sort of the vibe that it's talking about. But nevertheless, yeah, it's like this person's going to discos, still out there on the dance floor, but there's tears in his eyes. He's, it's just reminding him of doing this with the other person who's no longer here. And every time they hear this song, it's hitting in a certain way that is different from the way it hit before. So I think there's a real like before and after, then and now dichotomy to the narrative or the scene painting, at least as it hit me. Maybe I'm not getting it right, maybe there's a crucial detail I'm missing here, but that seemed to be the essence of it. And again, sonically, really well produced. I love those strings, which very much have that like disco strings type of sound. So yeah, that's, one of the elements that made it feel like it's an homage to disco. Though like I'd say overall, it's not like just disco or like not comprehensively disco in the sound. Again, it feels like there's a bit of funk in there, but even beyond disco funk, again, there's a bit of like a rock sound, a bit more of like a pop sound. So yeah, it feels like it's paying homage to maybe the setting of the track, but again, there's some other touches in there where it feels like it's, drawing on some different influences musically. And yeah, again, there's a couple moments where Elton's voice hits a really nice place. Katie Lang has a very soulful voice, definitely, I don't think I've heard her before, but I like what I hear here, and I think she does have a voice that is like very conducive to that, sort of disco funk type of atmosphere, disco soul, somewhere in that spectrum of styles. And yeah, I think they sound really good together. A couple moments where they're sort of like in alternation, a couple moments where they're, sort of flowing melodically together. So I like the dynamic arrangement of the vocals. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to more of this. Again, as I've said now maybe a half dozen times, I think I've done like 5 or 6 Elton John reactions prior to this. I'm aware that he's like this monumental artist, very prolific, been involved in, collaborations with a lot of different people. But for one reason or another, it's just never a a journey that I've really gone on to any significant degree. Even if going into this deep dive, I was aware of at least a couple tunes of his. And, certainly I think of the Lion King soundtrack. I knew, back when I saw that as, what year did that come out? Like 92? I would have been like 11, 12, like a preteen. I was aware he was involved in that. So it's a name, even then I knew, went back years, decades before, but it's just never a journey that I've taken in any meaningful sense. So I am excited to go through this. Once again, shout out to Yvonne and Kim, I know, shared some Elton John. I'm like, in the moment, I forget who else, but I think there's like other people as well. So yeah, ultimately, this is a deep dive that, in one sense, is a long time coming for me personally, and I think has, converged from some different people who have provided music. So thank you for the patience. Do let me know what you think of this one. When we come back to this duet compilation next time, When I Think About Love, I Think About You, which is with PM Dawn, is that right? PM Dawn? Am I reading that right? My eyes, yeah, PM Dawn. That's a name I've never heard at all. So again, Katie Lang, I'd heard of that name, I had seen it somewhere, though I don't think I'd ever heard her, but I was at least aware of that. PM Dawn, I don't think I've ever heard of, so that'll be a new journey for me. Do let me know what you think of this one, and I will see you next time. Peace.